We'll show you what we've come to know on board while sailing wisdom.
Good morning, everyone. So we're making our way. It's really, really, really narrow, deep water. Oh, it's like a zigzag. And honestly, there's channel markers, but in the dinghy, we ran aground between one channel marker and another because there's like this big bend that comes out. So thankfully, Navionics, we're able to get through this without touching bottom. So we're gonna move 7 miles up the river to a place named after me, called the Herb River. And we're gonna anchor there because it's my name. Alright, so we're currently motoring at 60 amps and we're doing 4.5 to 4.7 knots. And we're doing about 3 kilowatts, which for you horsepower people is a smidge under 4 horsepower to move an 18-ton sailboat.
Holding on too long and unresolved questions hold you down. What could have been a friendly smile has turned into a frown. I'm moving on and on.
So I'm really glad we got these lithium batteries because we could use Stan right now to help give us extra juice and push us along, but it's cold and foggy and damp and I'm cold and I don't want to do anything else, so it's nice to have the batteries to just be like, and I'm going to turn the motor on and make you go, and I'll just sit here and steer in my hoodie.
There's definitely a reason people normally skip Georgia. It's extremely windy, it's narrow, but I'm really glad that we did it this time around because it's just beautiful. There's lots of like tall grasses and nature and egrets and herons and gulls and pelicans, all kinds of cool stuff to see. And it's just, when you go at it slowly and meandering like this, it really slows you down, but like in a good way. You get to just relax, know that there is nothing around you, and just kind of enjoy nature. When you go slowly, you don't feel like you're in such a rush, which is nice. A nice change of pace, especially in today's society. It's good to not feel like you're in a rush.
Yes. Want something?
Well, my destination. If you're looking to begin, then look no further than within. I'm satisfied with what I've got and still eager for more. The change that you've been looking for will come knock on your door. On and on.
Anchor set. Well, we are now anchored in the Herb River.
We spent yesterday waiting out the gross weather, and today we are finally headed into Savannah. Now, Savannah is a tricky place to get into with a boat. It's not really cruiser friendly at all. So we're out here by Thunderbolt. That's the name of this area where people come and grab a marina, and then it's either a super long dinghy ride into Savannah, or you can get an Uber or bike. So we're gonna be trying to bike.
Many issues with currents. So that line is where two bodies of water are meeting and aren't happy about coming in contact with each other. So we're going to be fighting the current going up to Thunderbolt to the marina. We're going to tie up, and then thankfully we'll be docking bow to the current. So it'll be easier. It'll actually be thrusting forward to hold us right next to the pier. So we'll just thrust, match up to the pier, come in, tie up, cut the engine.
We're heading on to Savannah now. Do that again. Off to Savannah. Okay, this is not a biking town. We had a terrible bike down here. Really glad we're here though, because it's absolutely beautiful. The good thing is we don't have to bike back because we have friends in the area with a truck and they've offered to come get us. That is my one gripe with Savannah so far, is that you can't get to it by boat and you can't bike to it from the marina. So if you have the ability to Uber, that's the way to do it, and that's how we're gonna do it tomorrow.
Used to give all I have. I'm used to get nothing back. Wherever I go, it's the same. There's no excuses, no one to blame. Sometimes I can't understand how it can be so hard to stay out of pain. But with you, everything has changed, even though we both stay the same.
We've just been kind of wandering Savannah today. It is beautiful. Savannah is fancy and lush, and there's lots of parks and old houses with wrought iron, and it's just a very attractive place. I'm so glad that we stopped here. We're wrapping up our first day in Savannah, and I want to take the second to plug our shirts. If you want to own an awesome shirt like this, it's an original Rigging Doctor design by me, and you can have your own if you just click on the link under this video of all of our shirts. Well, after the horrible bike ride of yesterday, we opted to do Uber today. Hopefully they'll take us with Jerry and Charlie. Oh my god. I got rum raisin. The tiny pieces. Yeah, go ahead. like your dog. So something that you may not have expected to find here in Savannah is this crazy geode exhibit in the Marriott Hotel on River Street. It is in the Plant Riverside District, the new one. And it is fascinating. We're about to go see some crazy rocks. Good Charlie. Yay! Good Charlie. Hi. Hi. Good girl. This is the Trinity Methodist Church. It's the first Methodist church to be built in Savannah, and it has a very special story for me. So I recently found out that I have very close ties with Savannah, and it turns out that John B. Hogg, who designed this edifice, was my great-great-great-grandfather. 1850, designed by John Hogg, my great-great-great-grandfather. So John Hogg was a pretty prominent architect in Savannah after the Civil War, and he actually also designed the fountain in Forsyth Park, which we saw the other day. He went to France to design it, which is really cool. And he also designed an inn that we're gonna go see next. But first, we're gonna get some sandwiches.
Visiting Savannah has been really awesome. So we sailed here. We couldn't really come all the way up the river to the town itself because as old ports that are industrial ports go through the years, they become giant industrial ship ports. So it's done that exact thing here. So you can't really come up in a small sailboat anymore, but you just pull up to a marina nearby, and then it's a short Uber ride or bike ride, and you're here in town. And it's so awesome to visit this old planned city that's been maintained plans. Everything's walkable, there's parks all over the place. Savannah is really awesome, so definitely if you're coming down the coast, don't skip Savannah.
We had a fabulous time in that marina. It's time to move on. We are just going like 0.3 miles up the river here.
Alright, we're just outside the edge of the channel, so time to drop the hook.
We're gonna have to go outside for about 10 miles. In order to go outside, we need to get down to the... It's been a long time since we had sail out, like significant amounts of sail out, and I'm just really excited to actually sail tomorrow.
These waves are tiny, but for the ICW, they're pretty big.
Thanks for watching this episode of Sailing Wisdom. Don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next Rigging Doctor episode. And if you're interested in even more Rigging Doctor awesomeness, consider becoming a patron to see all of our extras. Can't wait to see you next time as you join us out here on the high seas.